Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 8th to the 14th of April 2019. We are coming out of the spring equinox and out of the very energetic new moon in Aries. So lots of spring energy around, but this week there's a caution to slow down and to centre once more, which seems to be a running theme, as we have Pluto and Saturn both in action. So Pluto and Saturn are very close to each other, and this is a once in a 28-year event. So Saturn belongs in Capricorn. This is our backbone and our discipline, our core strength, our wisdom, our integrity. Gets given a very bad name, but without all of those things we'd be living a very flimsy life. And Pluto's been travelling through Capricorn for a few years now, and this is more of a generational cleansing, as Pluto will break down anything of old structure that's too restrictive and clear the ground for a stronger rebuilding. So together the feeling of responsibility, self-responsibility comes in. What do we need to break down? Where do we need to clear the ground? Where do we need to alchemize with Pluto to get rid of the base and to raise our power up, to rebuild from a more centered and strong place? And then Saturn brings the strength to do that, the perseverance and the backbone. So this can seem like a very physical thing. Many things can appear in our lives on the physical plane. Situations can arise so that we can workshop through these energies, but it's worth remembering that we are vibrational beings. So the whole point of dying to the old to be reborn to the new is to realize that you are responsible primarily for your vibrational transmission, your contribution. And this comes from the heart. The heart literally transmits different frequencies according to what we're feeling. So if we get too calcified into the situation on the physical plane, then we can be feeling and transmitting guilt, shame, fear, apathy, all of the lower vibrational feelings, and that is literally what our contribution is. But the real alchemy is to be able to tackle any situation that comes on the physical plane by realizing that you wanted to learn something from this, and how can you personally alchemize it. So to raise your energy from fear to joy is the vibrational alchemy. And there's many things that we can do when something comes along to actually step back. Don't immediately jump into the story and take everything personally, but actually have a look at what does this represent to me and how can I raise up that vibration, that power. So it's a back to school kind of week, because we've got all these bouncy energies of Aries, but with that alone we'd be rushing forwards, spreading our energy in many different directions, possibly starting lots of things that we can't finish, or getting frustrated that things aren't going quick enough. But this is a very slow and steady combination, saying, yes, okay, you've got all of this bright spring energy now, but can you capture that? Can you center it? Can you get to the point of what it is that you're doing? And then work slowly and steadily from that central space of why. Coupled with this, we are in the last phase of the Mercury retrograde, so Mercury's gone direct. And in Pisces, that's like filtration. It's like the fish's gills. We've taken a lot of stuff in, but the final phase is to be able to filter out anything that we want to cleanse on a daily basis, so that we're generally feeling lighter and brighter as we get the message, as we see the reason for the changes that have happened, and now we start to feel the benefits. So gentle filtering there in the last phase. Another aspect this week, it's really quite an interesting week, is that Jupiter is almost slowed down to a halt, ready to turn retrograde. So if you've been raring to go and full of this bouncy energy, but things seem to have slowed down on the outside, or you can't make any headway, that can be very frustrating, because the desire to channel that energy outwards and get things moving is very strong at the moment. But with Jupiter on a go slow, we're going into a retrograde now from now to mid-August, late August maybe, from 24 degrees to 14 degrees. So it's worth having a look at where that is in your chart. If you follow along with these videos with your chart, you can slowly start to learn where everything's happening for you, because we're all aligned differently. So Jupiter's going to take us inwards, and the sign of the sage, to look at our inner wisdom, to look at the space that we're clearing inside, and to connect with our potential. So maybe do a new energy CV, maybe have a look at, are any of your goals from the past, and are you ready to go in and really connect with the whole of who you are? Feel that potential, move around in the space that's been cleared, and center so that you can amplify from your core. So from now until August, inner wisdom, inner space, inner expansion, connecting to potential and then amplifying is the job of Jupiter retrograde in Sagittarius. By Thursday we have the Sun squaring Saturn. This is an awkward aspect, and although there's strong temptation to rush forwards with this bouncy Aries new moon spring energy, Saturn cautions us again to say, where is our vital life force energy used, and is it used wisely? So many people are busy and get burnt out, but can we actually flush that energy within, like in a Reiki? Can we focus on what matters most? And can we make things less difficult? Can we simplify? And can we value where we put our energy every day and what matters most to us? Once we focus on what matters most, it's a good idea to have a look at why. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? What does it really mean to you? What's the core motivation in any of your projects or goals? Because Jupiter retrograde will lead us back to reconnect with that. Slow and steady progress can be made, but we need to leave some scope for change, and we need to really simplify and connect on our core level in order that we're expanding from the centre. Then by the weekend we have the Sun squaring off with Pluto, which is another difficult aspect and can bring power struggles. But I feel this one more is going to require us to let go of an old way of being. Psychological complexities are very draining to the spirit, and if we want to perform the alchemy of rising up, then we need to be able to literally deconstruct and let go of some of the building blocks, really, of what has led to our current psychological belief system and the consequent behaviours. So maybe we can use this square to actually finally let go of something that's undermining us and stand on our own 2 feet. Make sure we're on solid ground and let go of certain ways of thinking and being that really have served their purpose now, and it's time for them to go completely. This adds to the feeling of being lighter and brighter at this springtime. So the general energy really is that it's not about rushing forwards, but it's about letting go of the density so that we can just hold this higher vibration, and when it's time to move forwards, then that will be simple, effortless, light and joyful. And also at the weekend we have the Sun trining Jupiter, and all through next week, and this is a very positive aspect which goes well with the Jupiter retrograde. So if we're letting go of the density, if we're feeling the space inside, if we're connecting to our potential and expanding from our core, then this is where that alchemy can really be amplified. So an amazing week, lots of inner work to be done, letting go of the past, spring cleaning, raising our vibration, holding the space for that, really buzzing with this energy but not having to focus it too much just yet as we make the room inside and we connect to the whole of who we are. So if you'd like to look at where this is happening for you, I am available one-to-one or online for an alignment reading to get to know your chart a bit better, to be able to read some of these current energies and going forwards. And on Monday I have a Create a Personal Lunar Planner workshop which does this on a lunar level. We place every new, full and dark moon in your chart, and this technique will take you forwards to all future years. It's not just for this year. So come along and find out how you can actually make the most of each lunar phase according to where it is in your chart and what it means to you. I also have Tarot Club on Tuesday, and every month we meet up in a warm and friendly environment, all levels welcome, using different decks and different spreads and different questions according to what's happening, and explore the wonders of tarot in a safe and warm environment. So you're very welcome to come along to either of those. Please do email me zoehines7@gmail.com. I post daily Astro Insights on Facebook at AstroZo, Instagram at ZoeHines7, and of course I have my YouTube channel, Zoe Astro, where I place these videos. All of my events and offerings and readings are on my website, www.astrozo.com, so please do come and make contact, and let's see where we can make the most of these New Year energies. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.